Welcome to our monthly devotion. The story of the followers of the crucified Jesus walking home to Emmaus, so discouraged, has always inspired me because someone joined them and changed their despair to hope, according to Luke chapter 24, verse 13 to 35. Every day people are unexpectedly confronted with a distressing life situation. They need someone to come alongside to support them. If they are to walk through their pain and find healing, they are best helped by someone who, like Jesus, is sensitive to what they are feeling. As the disciples walked and talked, Jesus came up to them and began to walk with them. The key to remember is that they didn't recognize Jesus. He casually asks them what they were talking about, and with sadness in his face, Cleopas responds, "Are you the only one who doesn't know?" Although he did indeed know, Jesus asks what, and that prompts them to share what they believed about the death of Jesus. Jesus has done this so often in his ministry in John chapter 4. How Jesus helped a Samaritan woman see things from a new perspective. He always accepted and showed respect for the other person, which is why in Jericho he was able to help the despised Zacchaeus in Luke chapter 19 to find hope in a new life. The sadness and the despair is so obvious when the two disciples on the road to Emmaus say the words, "We hoped." Their words reveal what was in their hearts, and they once had faith that Jesus could redeem Israel. But when things got really bad, they no longer believed. Their faith was based on what they could see, not based on what the truth that Jesus spoke about. In their minds, the message was too crazy to be true. Their hearts were closed off from believing that Jesus would redeem Israel by first going to the cross. However, Jesus was kind to them and explained everything the scriptures said about himself. Remember how I previously mentioned the disciples' sadness and despair? Their emotions were valid, but the level of discouragement they felt didn't match the truth that they had been told about the Messiah. They would have stayed in Jerusalem if they had believed Jesus' words. You and I are not so different from the Emmaus disciples. We might have also missed the point of Jesus' message if we were in Jerusalem during those days. We probably would have began our own journey home. Like these two disciples, we can often be slow of heart. We don't always believe Jesus' words when trouble comes. We fall into despair. If we are experiencing unexpected hard times, we turn away from Christ. Remember his words and allow them to bring you hope. Instead of faith that says we had hope when hardship strikes, may we have faith that still remains firm. However, God was gracious enough to open their eyes so that they could see for themselves that Christ had resurrected. Similarly, God is gracious to us. He doesn't walk away when we struggle to believe. He opens our eyes by sitting with us, feeding us, and being compassionately telling us the truth. Many times we don't recognize Jesus being there, but he always is with us in our difficult times. And I hope and pray that as you go through this month, it may seem many times that you do not understand or do not feel the presence of Jesus. But I want to encourage you, friends, that in spite of your problems, difficulties, and situations, Jesus is always there. He loves you. He cares for you. He died for you on the cross of Calvary. And he is there with you going through those difficult times to encourage you, support you, and help you and find a way that you may continue to believe in Jesus and become strong. May God bless you. Have a great month.